New Mexico. Do you agree or disagree? Do you support it? Mayor Chavez.
Sure, let me maybe alienate a few people here. Doesn't matter, most everybody's made up their minds anyway, right? I think, I counted 16. I think it's shrunk to about 13 since we started. Except for a pipeline that runs through pristine areas, I have no problems with pipelines generally. We know how to build pipelines. It's an engineering exercise. And if there's an area that needs protection, well then you build the pipeline around it. That's what engineers are for. That's what science is about. And the war against science has got to stop in America if we're going to be successful in the future. But here's why I oppose Keystone. I oppose Keystone because tar sands are an incredibly poor way to extract energy. It's water intensive and the carbon emissions are enormous. And so yeah, you get some energy, but you cut your nose off to spite your face. And so I'm opposed to Keystone. I'm the only candidate that has aggressively worked on climate change issues to reduce carbon emissions. And one of the disappointments I have in the federal government is they have not been allies to local governments around the country, states and cities that are actually getting the work done. As a congressman, I will work to make sure the federal government is an ally. So Keystone is wrong. At that time, it was just funny watching Michelle Bachmann, or maybe it was Sarah Palin, tweet late, tweet young, say that, how come they don't support the Keystone Pipeline? Because that's energy independence. Well, I respect Canada. They're great allies, but they're not America. They're not the United States of America. We need, once and for all, an energy policy comprehensive in its portfolio, diverse in its portfolio, that assures us of energy independence. Keystone doesn't do that.
Commissioner Lamont Grisham.
That's all right. You know, I have little bitty arms, Mayor Chavez. I can't get over there. I can't. Okay, that doesn't go against my time. Mayor Chavez just made me laugh. All right, we both have little arms. He said it. Just saying. The three of us are not the tallest candidates in the world, and that's all right. Keystone, old technology. We don't need any more old technology. We've all talked about do something assertively, do something immediately that shows that you're investing in new technologies. And while I really sympathize with those trades who are really struggling, we talked about that. When you say no to Keystone, we should have said yes to infrastructure building so that those trades aren't faced with no job, right? That's their choices. No food, no job, no house. Of course they're going to support the development of that pipeline because they have no other options. Right here in Albuquerque, we now have a partnership with PNM. I'm very proud of this. County's one of those critical partners where we're storing solar energy for the first time in a way that is high enough and productive enough and cost-effective enough that you can get it stored and keep it stored and utilize it on those rare, but they occur, non-sunny days, and then we can export that clean energy and get off the grid. And that oil, ladies and gentlemen, even if, and I don't want it, but it wasn't going to be for us. It's for somebody else. So why are we polluting and creating problems in the United States of America for other folks who are refusing to reduce their fossil fuel dependence? I say no.
Senator Griego, on the pipeline.
The reason why I opposed XL is because anything that we do that postpones the very inevitable transition we must not just make, but we must lead to win the next economy. Look, I said to my friends in labor, many of whom are very, very in difficult situations. This isn't a question of the future. This is how are they going to pay their mortgage and keep their house from being in foreclosure. What I said to them is, look, let's not jump at these short-term solutions. You want to have high-paying jobs for your kids and your grandkids? We need to be investing in the next economy. XL, tar sands, the dirtiest form of fossil fuels there probably is. You know, this idea that we're going to start fracking in areas and use a lot of our brain power and our private and public investment into that. Some people really want to use, all of this brain power at Sandy and other places to find new and creative ways to extract another BTU out of this very, very dirty energy source. I say let's make a bold decision. We cannot do it anymore. Not just because it's destroying our environment, but because we're losing. We're not just losing to the developed countries of the world. The Brazils and the Spains of the world, Spain who's having an economic crisis, they get it. They get that we have to invest publicly and privately and our workforce into solar, into wind. Brazil with biofuels. You know, so the more we push it off and say, yeah, we're just going to bring a little more natural gas online. We're just going to bring a little more coal online. We're just going to bring a little clean coal. We're going to bring a little this online, a little that online. And one of the things I want to do in Congress is join the voice of others who said, look, enough is enough. We cannot push this transition back another day. Let's stop saying yes to these temporary solutions that might create a few thousand jobs in the short term, but in the long term are going to put us millions of jobs behind the rest of the economy and the rest of the world.
Thank you.